the MKT Show on a Friday, the 28th of May. Huge show coming up. James Jimbo Illingsley joining me. Gonna give it a round of applause because we've got a big weekend coming up here, James.
Big weekend.
Shout out to us.
Yay.
Shout out to us.
Yay.
Shout out to just living a good life.
Just having a good time, huh?
Working hard.
Woo!
Getting here on time.
Yeah.
Getting stuff done. That's just the life of James.
Getting the show done on time.
Welcome to it, sports fans.
12 o'clock.
Man, feels good. It feels good it's good to be great.
You know, the audio's recording. I'm on the ball.
It's good to be great. Welcome to it, sports fans. The MKT Show. A sports show, a sports entertainment show. And a show for the ages, really. My name is MKT. I'm a person who lives on planet Earth. And hey, there are worse gigs. There are worse gigs than living on planet Earth.
Like Ryan gigs. Sorry.
That's the kind of day we've had, though. It's been a great start to the morning. That's the kind of stuff you can expect. Now, the man who just dropped that absolute gem is a man who supports Liverpool Football Club. He resides in a place that he loves. His family left him, deserted him, moved down to one of the most beautiful coastlines on planet Earth because he's a terrible representation of the Afrikaans community. He is a man who perhaps may or may not have a girlfriend. We are still yet to actually have a sighting of her, even on social media, but that's good. You don't need to advertise to the whole world. He may or may not have a girlfriend. He's a man who definitely has a great beard. His mom hates the beard, but he'll keep it. He's a rebel. Ladies and gentlemen, he is a man who is carrying his height well over 6 foot. Ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, James Jimbo Illingsley. James, what's happening, pal? Yeah.
High energy.
Let's go. Let's go, bro. Let's go.
Let's get it.
How you doing, pal?
I'm great. It's Friday. I was a little bit tired this morning, but I think in the last 10 minutes or so, our whole exchange got me a little bit hyped, you know?
I got you.
You know, I think it's gonna be a good weekend, you know?
Feeling good.
Yeah.
What are you up to this weekend?
I knew you were gonna ask me that. So I've decided something. What are you up to this weekend?
Oh, good question, James. Good question. Tomorrow, at 2 a.m. tonight, I have to wake up and get on a meeting.
Wait,
a Zoom call.
at 2 o'clock in the morning?
Yes.
All right.
Well, so it'll be Saturday morning, 2 a.m.
Okay.
Because we got some international partners that we do content stuff with.
Correct.
So, got to do that. That's going to probably get no sleep. You know, maybe I'll get home this afternoon and get a nap. So I got that. Then I got 10 o'clock. I got another meeting. Hopefully somebody who we'll be doing work with very soon. Hopefully as a part of the show. Got a little thing tomorrow. So, you know, work. Then Champions League tomorrow. So I got to somehow work that whole thing.
When do you ever switch off, though?
That's a good question. It's a good question. Because I got another work meeting on Sunday. But listen, I do have maybe the best job in the world.
You do?
Yeah. I do have I'm very, very clear about that. Like, I don't get tired of my job because I don't work in a cubicle at some soul-crushing company. You know what I mean? Like, there are people that have that.
Yeah.
So, I guess not everybody's in my position where they love their work. I really love my job. So, for me, I'm not like, I have to go to these meetings. And also, I work with nice people because I can control who I work with. It's taken 8 years to get here. But eventually, I'm in a place where now I can control. I have a rule in my life. If I don't like you, I don't work with you. I've turned down sums of money which I may never make again just because I didn't like people.
So what I'm hearing is you like me.
Yes, because you're a good person, James.
Yes.
I like working with you. Now, are you competent? That's a whole different question. We can answer that off air. Are you a great human being? That's all that counts. You're a good dude. Take that all the time. So it's a compliment and a bit of a slap in the face.
A little bit, yeah. I kind of hurt, but kind of made me feel good. I don't know how to take it.
So James's feelings hurt. Interesting, because 2 days ago he said, I'm revolting to women. So my feelings were hurt then. I got James back now, and now he kind of knows what it feels like. You know what I'm saying?
It doesn't feel very nice, I can tell you that much.
Yeah, work weekend. You know, I'm resting a little bit. I told you a little bit earlier in the week. Happy to recap the story. I'm going through some trauma. I'm seeing off my body guru who's been treating me for 2 years.
About that. Yeah.
So I'm having a coffee with her this weekend.
Yeah.
She's now moving to America. Her husband, he's such a dumb, handsome face. ambitious person.
I hate ambitious people.
Yeah, and he's actually, you know what makes him annoying? He's handsome, and he's actually a genuinely nice guy. So do you know those people that pretend to be nice and eventually you see their, like, I've known him for 2 years because his wife, obviously, it was my body guru, and she'd be elbowing me half naked, you know what I'm saying? So we got to know each other, and we actually friends. And he is so dumb because he's so handsome and so clever.
That's so annoying.
Yeah, actuarial scientist. And he got a job opportunity in America. That's why they had to leave Stat, you know what I'm saying?
The audacity, honestly.
So they off to San Francisco. So am I going to cry? Probably not, because I'm a real man. And according to patriarchy, real men don't cry. Not a real thing, though. I think we kind of moved past that, huh?
Cowboys,
yeah?
I think cowboys can cry.
Yeah, I agree. Crying is not the sign of being a weak-ass douchebag like back in the day.
Exactly. And look at us now.
But I'm not going to cry.
It's okay if you do that.
I will move on. I am currently interviewing for a new body guru. She'll leave. I'll be sad for probably a week, and then move on. Nah, not really. She's a nice person. So the weekend is filled with that, James. A lot of work.
Good stuff.
But we're moving in a positive direction, you know what I'm saying?
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And resting,
Good
you know?
stuff.
Got to rest in between all of that. I got a beautiful posturepedic bed that I bought, you know?
You have Netflix now?
I do have Netflix. Probably won't watch it. Champions League tomorrow. Got a bit of work to crunch. Maybe I'll watch something on Netflix. Who knows?
There's a lot of stuff on Netflix, so
there's a lot going on.
Even if it's like background noise while you work.
Not that guy. See, I don't like to watch. I'd rather do a podcast then. I do podcasts in the background, but I got Bluetooth earphones, so I don't do background stuff. And I live alone, so it's not like I'm going to be ignoring anybody. Pop the earphones in, carry on with mundane tasks, you know? Clean my house a bit, probably do that. Get some washing done.
Sounds like an action-packed weekend.
It is. It is an action-packed weekend. It is.
Stuff.
Yeah. No, so I'm feeling good. I'm having a great time right now. Great physical health. Great. I don't know what my mental health actually is, but I feel good. I might be lying to myself. You know what I'm saying, James?
You know what it sounds like to me? You're feeling a lot of gratitude right now.
I'm living gratitude right now. The amount of sort of those douchebags on social media is unbelievable. The amount of people, the amount of COVID changed everything people out there. And do you know what? Right now, I'm all about gratitude. Yeah. Are you? Like, why are you telling me then?
So that you know.
Oh, that
she's all about gratitude.
Why is it a woman, James?
Because you did a higher tone of voice.
Sounds like you're saying the Instagram chicks. Is it true? Maybe people in the comment section can tell us, and we'll read it a bit later. Is it douchier when it's guys or girls? Because the girls are usually the yoga. Because the gym girls are actually pretty cool. They never like the douchebag guys. You know what I mean? The douchebag CrossFit or the gym oaks. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's sometimes like the.
No, the girls though do have the douche section.
Yeah,
it's always the yoga.
Moms.
I did the Thailand trip. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I did the Thailand 6-month yoga course, and I went from being a party girl, and now I'm spiritually ascended. There's always the same thing, because it takes, what does it take? Like a bad breakup. There's a formula. Bad breakup, then they go to Thailand and do the 6-month course, and they come back and they're the most evolved person ever. And then their Instagram goes from what was it, thunder.com. Do you remember the
yeah.
So thunder.com, if you go 18 months ago, and now it's always a rummy saying.
Yes, and it's got the white edges.
Yeah. Or the classic, the background, lake, back to, you're back to the photo.
Yeah.
But it's a filter, #gray filter.
Yeah.
And I'm at the lake, and, acceptance is peace or whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or it's like you mention what time of day it is in the post.
Yes. Yeah.
Like 11:38.
There's those girls, and they went to, I hate to bring down the school, a Brescia Housey type girl.
Yeah.
But you do on the other side get the guys. Now, they are douchebags as well, but that's usually who? The gym guys? Who's the biggest douches on social media?
That's a good question.
It's a tough one. I mean, this is split on sexual lines, and I know in our society it's illegal to even talk about male and female. It's disgusting. I'll never host the Oscars now.
No, you won't.
Yeah, how dare I? But there are douchebag guys, and I think the gym oaks are always the worst ones. They are always the worst ones, and because there's just so many version of douchebag within the gym spectrum. You know what I mean?
Are these the same guys that go to like nightclubs or whatever and proceed to insist on not wearing their shirts?
They are in the brotherhood.
Okay.
Yeah, but there's just so many. Because I don't mind. Like I'm the guy who wears shorts that are way too short. I got to tell you, the calves are rocking right now, James. A little cold though. Yeah. So, I mean, there's a lot of douchebag in me as well, which is why I feel very comfortable saying this, you know. We'll find it. The guys are the biggest. Although I don't know, these girls, they are bad. It is bad when you are Thunder.com 18 months ago and you're drinking every single daiquiri there and tequila, and then all of a sudden 18 months later, I must believe you're Mother Teresa's second coming. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
and you read your self-help books in the exclusive books that has a Seattle coffee attached to it.
And they do the selfie video every day.
Yes. Yeah.
Hi guys,
just wanted to remind you to stay positive. You're like, please.
That's the end of the world for me.
I don't need that in my life.
And the thing is, to be clear, I consume a lot of motivational talk stuff. Now, a guy called Gareth Cliff owns this place, cannot stand that stuff. I like it. There are certain people I do follow. So I'm not saying that stuff doesn't have its place, but there's people I've been following for like 10 years. It's like it feels authentic to me, whether they're lying or not. Okay, it makes me feel good. Whatever, you guys, everyone has their own thing.
Yeah.
But the Thunder.com 18 months before, and how does it go, James?
I'll tell you how it goes. I thought of something.
Yeah.
It's a playback to yesterday after the show.
All right.
Hi guys, Ashley here. Just on my way home from work. I'm on Witkoppen and the traffic is just horrendous. Horrible. I don't know how I'm going to fetch little Casey from school in time. You know, she's got karate this afternoon. But anyway, the message of my video is just stay positive. You know, COVID's a thing and it's changed a lot in our lives.
You nailed it. That's the one I hate. Because that's the mom, hey?
Yes.
But then there's I went to Rhodes University.
Yes.
Debauchery, came back, spent my mom's trust fund stuff. I lived at home fighting with my dad, whatever. Yeah. And then I had the bad incident where I was vomiting in a bathroom.
Yes.
And now I took my trust fund and went to Thailand and did my yoga course. But now I'm back. It's 18 months later.
Yeah.
And now, so there's two. There's that mom who's horrible, what you're saying now.
Yeah.
And then there's, I don't know, Skumbozo who went to Brescia, who's on board now.
Yeah. And she's all like, you know, Oprah said once that,
Yes.
Yeah, she's that one.
Yeah. Just live your own truth. And guys, that's everything. Like, we got to call these people out. They're monsters.
I don't think they're monsters.
They are monsters, James.
There's a place for it.
No, they are monsters. They are monsters. Now, I'm probably at some stage going to be one of these monsters because do I get preachy about running and health lifestyle?
Yes.
Absolutely I do. And I'll probably start posting videos at some stage because I do love health and running. And I'm probably it's going to come back and bite me right in my backside. But these people are monsters. I'm sorry, you don't get to stop snorting sugar booger, as Will Ferrell called it, and drinking every tequila in the world, and doing a yoga course for 6 months, which I don't think is a real thing, by the way. Like, it doesn't really accredit you. And now I must think you're the best person on earth. Like, no. I remember, like, keeping your hair out of your vomit 6 months ago. You know what I'm saying?
And then they still claim to be Buddhists, right? But then they still, like, you know, drink on the weekends or...
No. I mean, everything's about balance.
Yeah.
You can be a Buddhist and still have your Santon apartment, obviously, with your Samsung 8K TV that my dad bought for me. But I'll pay him back. Do me a favor.
My dad just loaned it to me.
These people are monsters. And if you're one of these people, you're a monster. And now, do I have some of those characteristics myself? Probably. But I'm just, calling myself out then. If I ever display those characteristics, call me out. But they exist, and we all know one.
I'm quite certain my Instagram is actually full of it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, keep doing it, though.
Like, there's photos of me, like, with my hands in my hair. It's all like...
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. I've seen it. You with your car.
Yeah. That's why I feel like I'm kind of okay doing the whole impression thing, because I'm part of you guys.
Yeah. No, we are.
Except I don't have to fetch little Casey from karate at
Yeah, but
4 o'clock.
you and I both live in the northern suburbs of Johannesburg. We are douchebags.
We are
as well.
living it.
We both went to those types of
Yeah.
schools as well. So yeah, hey, you can make fun of it because you're a part of it.
There you go.
Shout out to that. Shout out. But monsters. The person James described is one person who I just not right now. As they would say, not right now.
Gosh, it's like 2% fat in this milk.
Yeah, just
Goodness, do you guys not drink soy?
and they're the ones who have that bright colored coffee cup that they bought. Yeah,
That's upcycled.
of course.
It has to be upcycled. Made from like the fallen leaves.
An organic bamboo, which we saw the other day. Unbelievable, these monsters. I don't know where that was. That's clearly been on my mind for a while,
Oh no, sure. Yeah.
and I'm glad I got it out.
Safe space.
Safe space indeed. James, now big weekend for some of us who support football. You support Liverpool. You have nothing to do this weekend because your club's dead. Man United fans, dead.
Lol.
If Chelsea win the Champions League, I'm going to be out of hand for the next month and a half.
I actually wanted to speak about this. So, if you win the Champions League, you qualify for next season's Champions League,
We've already done that.
right?
Yeah.
So, how does the log placement work? Does it stay the same if Chelsea or
Yes.
City?
No. You don't. So the most you can have, the most one country can have in, they changed the rules now, because after Chelsea did it, then I think the Premier League had, was it 5 or 6 then?
Yeah.
Anyway, there was a year, I think, an English team won the Europa League. Was it the Man United year?
Could have been, yeah.
Anyway, I can't remember where England had, I think, had 6. But the most a team can have or a country can have in the Champions League is 5 now.
Okay.
So Chelsea already in. So no, it won't affect. So let's say Man United were 5th and had won the Europa League, they would have been in.
But they didn't because they.
They got sunken by the Yellow Submarine.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to say.
Yeah, they do suck as well.
I didn't want to say that.
They do. I mean, as a Liverpool fan, you can't really say anything. You better make the worst season ever.
I mean, De Gea, just 11 straight penalties, bro. Didn't save one of them. Well, granted, neither did the other keeper except for the last one.
Yeah.
But 11 penalties.
Should have put Henderson on, is what people are saying.
That's what Solskjaer was actually considering doing. Like, during the game, take De Gea off and bring on Henderson.
Coulda, shoulda, woulda. Ollie at the wheel. So if Chelsea win the Champions League, I am going to be the most out of hand there's a couple of Chelsea or Man United fans who are my very, very good friends. Oh, it's going to be a nightmare for them. I've already actually thought about 7 ideas for one particular person's social media, and he knows who he is. He does listen to the show, and he doesn't respect me. He will respect me after this.
Is this the person you keep calling out on Facebook?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. No, he knows who he is, and he will. If Chelsea win the Champions League this weekend, this show is going to be unbearable for the next 2 months.
I don't think they will.
Hey, who are you to say, James?
Who am I? I'm just a guy that drinks coffee.
You're just a Liverpool fan who. Just be happy for us, James. Practice gratitude. I mean, geez, did you not? You're clearly not following Lisa on social media, who said, embrace gratitude.
With her quotes.
Yeah.
Buddha said that
Rumi
we must
or
all
Rami.
just...
Yeah. Forgiveness is caring,
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah.
Cannot wait for this weekend, James. Tomorrow.
I just realized something. I've actually got prayer beads in my house and like 3 Buddhas.
Do you have the frog with the money thing at the front of at your front door? That's also a douchebag move of the year.
No, I've got the frog with the stick that you rub on the back.
Those are awesome. So, hey, that's an actual thing. I think it actually works.
I don't know where the stick's gone.
Yeah.
But like even if you take, like one of my mates took a battery and did it on the back of the frog and it still made the same sound.
And did the frogs gather? No, real thing. Friend of mine on a farm, I thought it was a joke. And he once showed me, real thing. And they gathered.
Really?
Yeah. No, real thing. Now, I don't know if you have to have the right, like wood or whatever. But no, real thing. I'm not even kidding. I've experienced that live with my eyes.
So I should stop playing with it then. I don't
No,
want
I don't
frogs
know.
in my house.
No, mankind, we've crushed every frog out there. We just kill everything.
Yeah.
We live in the city, dude. Do we care about nature? Well, I'll buy an organic bamboo, coffee cup, but I'll also drive a V12 German motor vehicle.
Bi-turbo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
3 tanks. I need 3 tanks because I'm going to guzzle all of this and put it into the atmosphere. But don't feel bad, guys. I'm not a bad person. Organic bamboo coffee cup.
Believe it or not, I actually filled up 2 minutes ago before I got to your house. But I'm okay. I'm saving the planet.
And I only go through 6 sets of tires a year.
Yeah.
Just because, you know, like, what do you want me to do? Uber? Forget it.
Also, I don't use plastics when I go to Woolworths. So I carry those fabric bags.
Yeah.
I'm saving the planet.
Upcycle.
In my Land Rover my BMW X5.
Yeah.
M.
Guzzler.
Package.
I mean, shout out to BMW. Nice cars, but, you know, there are douchebags driving your cars.
I wonder how much are people, like, earning to be able to fill up. Like, there's a guy that lives in my complex. He drives an X5 and it's got the M package on it. So it's like all the sports modifications. He's done some stuff to the exhaust. You can hear it because when he turns the car on, you can hear it very loud. Very loud.
Yeah.
Okay. Even when the car just idles, it's so loud.
Yeah.
And I wonder, like, how much money, first of all, do you spend on petrol a week? Okay? And then how much money are you making to make up for that? Like, how are people doing this, bro?
A couple of years ago, I made a decision. I was living in Cape Town at the time and just being raised where I am. I've stopped pocket watching because whether you're living your life on credit or whatever, I'm not going to pocket watch anymore. It'll bring me no peace. You know what I mean? Like, wondering that, I used to. And now I'm just like, I'm going to live my own life. However you're making your life happen, shout out to you. Because it's too stressful. It's hard enough to think for me. I feel what you're saying. But the great JP Morgan said, if you have to ask, you cannot afford it.
The perfect in there would have been to quote Buddha. That would have come full circle.
Yeah, it would have, hey?
Yeah.
But anyway, hey, JP Morgan, a bit of a Buddha for money guys who have an X5 in a complex.
There you go.
Kind of works. Kind of works.
Is he that dude that was the... No, that's Robin Schramm.
No. JP Morgan is the guy who started probably the biggest bank in the world called JP Morgan, James. So
no, that's why I realized...
As you were saying.
As I was saying what I was saying.
Yeah.
Because then the name JP Morgan clicked.
Yeah, no, real thing.
Yeah.
One of the 10 legacy banks of all time.
Yeah.
Brought essentially Thomas Edison was funded by JP Morgan, the real JP Morgan. John Pierpont Morgan, yeah. Literally brought electricity to the streets of America and ultimately the world. JP Morgan funded that and bullied a guy called Tesla out of it. Yeah, bullied him, by the way. Because you may know that you use AC power now.
Yes.
Not Tesla's idea, actually, because he was using DC. Guy called Tesla, the other side, Polish dude, Polish American. Hey, I'm doing this stuff. Tell you what we're going to do. We're going to give you this money and we're going to bully you. Plus, by the way, I'm going to send a couple of thugs. Apparently, the story goes, is to encourage you to sign over the patent for AC power. Because DC power was like kind of blowing up bulbs and Edison couldn't actually figure it out. JP Morgan says, hey, listen here, pal. Listen here, Polish guy.
Listen here, buddy.
Yeah. You're going to sign this voluntarily with our thugs.
Yes.
That we now own it. Yeah.
The thugs that's holding the baseball bat to your kneecap.
Yes. Yeah. But you're voluntarily going to sign that because, you know, it's good business and here's a little bit of money. Yeah.
I did hear that he will break your kneecaps if you don't, but you're going to voluntarily.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
That's alleged. You're obviously doing this voluntarily because it's good business.
Exactly.
And
for sure.
So that's who JP Morgan is. All right, James. We are actually a sports show, so good chat here. A lot of just calling out douchebags makes us the douchebags, I guess.
Look, people have opinions, huh?
Now, are we hypocrites? Yes.
Yes.
I'm happy to be a hypocrite.
Yep.
Happy to move on. All right, it is Friday though. We are a sports show, so James, you got nothing to do this weekend because probably spend time with your loved ones. Good for you, pal. Sports-wise, your life is dead.
I'll probably watch the Champions League, but I won't be like, oh my god.
No nerves.
No.
All right. Shout out to you. It's Friday. We'll do the Friday 5, and then we'll talk about Spurs. And as I'm doing the report cards for the traditional Big Six, we'll get into it. Okay, let's start with the Friday 5. And I thought the 5 biggest talking points of the league this season. All right. We'll get into that. James, give me a little bit of music there, and we'll get into the Friday 5 for this week. The 5 biggest talking points of the Premier League season. It is obviously over now. Everything's been decided. We'll get into it. At number 5, Liverpool are the 5th biggest talking point for me. What they've learned is winning is hard. Participating, fair enough. Winning is hard. It's been 31 years, and they've had 1 title in that period. Winning is hard, especially in the Premier League. It ain't a given. And I know they thought, wow, we'll do this thing. Listen, institutions have to become winning institutions. Anybody can get lucky. Anyone can hit a 30-yard goal. Anybody can invent one thing and have one lucky patent, right? But Harvard and Merrill Lynch and Toyota, those are legacy companies with a winning mentality. The institutions themselves do not tolerate losing. It is in the fabric of the companies now, built on blood, sweat, and tears for years. Liverpool are a long way off Chelsea, a long way off City, a long way off Manchester United. You can hate Manchester United, they're still a winning organization. The organization, now the football, but still, over the last 10 years, still kind of crushed it. Fergie at the end. Still a winning organization, still winning on the charts, still winning in terms of money, still the trophies. Liverpool, it's tough to tell you this. For 30 years, you're a losing organization. You don't just turn it off and on like a tap. Long way off Chelsea, long way off City, and long way off United. Winning is something that's built over decades. And I just want to finish off on this. You're not a dynasty. I don't want to explain that. Get over it. I don't want to hear people saying the Jurgen Klopp dynasty. Just say Jurgen Klopp won a league title. That's all I want to hear. At number 5, Liverpool. At number 4, Manchester United's away winning record. Now, you're going to get the haters, the ABUs, the United fans will call them. But are you aware that Manchester United have gone 26 games away from home unbeaten? 26! Incredible. That is incredible. It's a season and a bit. Only 3 teams, including this one. They are the 3rd team in English football history, not Premier League football history. In English Football League history, 3 teams, including this one, have gone unbeaten away in a season. That is remarkable. Love them or hate them. What an incredible, incredible record that is. Then you have to say to yourself, how bad were you at Old Trafford to be unbeaten on the road and be nowhere near it? Because listen, be honest, City kind of took their foot off the gas for the last 5-6 games. Because they actually could have won the league by 20 points. How bad were United at home? Got to say that. At number 4 is a talking point for the season. We got to talk about it. Whether you like it or not, that United away record is sensational and still going, by the way. At number 3, for the first time in 25 years, it is a quarter of a century. Listen, the average person will live a healthy life until about 65, 67 or so, depending on where you live and your lifestyle. But I believe the numbers in America say the average human life will be about 67 years, give or take. More than a quarter, a third of that. Arsenal have been in European football. For the first time in 25 years, this club will not be in European football. It's a pattern now. Partey, injured, unreliable. Tierney, injured, unreliable. Another set of signings where you've spent £100 million on the 2 combined. Sorry, they're flops. I love Tierney. He's a quality player. But you cannot tell me you can rely on him. Folks, if you're unavailable, you can't be productive. The greatest ability is availability. It's another terrible signing. Another one. Xhaka, terrible. Terrible. I don't care what you say. Terrible. Pepe, terrible. Tierney, terrible. Partey, terrible. Don't give me... Listen, if he's 24, 23, 22, I give him the season. But he was supposed to come and fix your problems in midfield this season. He's been dreadful. And don't tell me about the injuries because, by the way, part of being valuable is being available. If you're not available to your girlfriend or boyfriend, you are not useful. I don't care how much money you've got. If your partner's having problems and you're constantly unavailable, you know where that's headed. It's called a divorce. Don't tell me about Partey's injuries. It's a dreadful signing because it's £50 million. When we pay £50 million, you know what a club's saying? Is fix my problems today, not next season. I don't want to hear about Partey next season and he'll settle into the league. There's no time for that. We didn't pay now 50 million for next season. And by the way, Thomas Partey is 28. So he's not 24, 23 where he's still developing. What happened? Folks, I want to finish off on this. Second season outside the top 6 in a row. It's the 5th season in a row outside the top 4. At number 3, it is the Arsenal Football Club. They are no longer the Arsenal. They're no longer the Gunners. They are just Arsenal. They are just the Pistols now. Just listen to that. Second season in a row, coming 8th. That's second season outside of the top 6. 5th season in a row outside the top 4. 5th season in a row, finishing behind Tottenham. At number 3, it's the Arsenal. That has to be the third biggest talking point this season. How the mighty have fallen. Listen, if you're just a football fan, for the last 25 years, you've presumed Arsenal as part of footballing global royalty. Not just English, not just European, global football royalty. This is the end of a dynasty. Liverpool fans think they have a dynasty after 15 minutes and a cup of coffee at the Premier League offices. For 25 years, the Arsenal, an institution, has crumbled. They've been reduced to rubble. That's what they are. I'm sorry. 8th again? Wow. At number 2, Manchester City. The best attack, the best defense. The club has a magnificent structure. Listen, if you want to win in life, I don't care how old you are, get some structure in your life. What does your morning routine look like? Who do you engage with often? Do you execute 80% of the things you say you're going to do? That's Manchester City. If you go and look, there's a psychological condition called high achievers. High achievers execute 80% of the time. And that's Man City right now. They're a winning organization with clear rules, with clear structure, and there is no losing. There is no losing if you're Manchester City right now. And I want to finish off on this one for them. They won this season without a recognized striker. Get out of here. Get out of here. Incredible, incredible season. So at number 2, the biggest talking point has to be Man City. At number 1, the Catalan of all Catalans. It's his 3rd title. And I know he spends a lot. But folks, we know people in our lives who start to make money. And they are idiots with their money. And if you don't know anybody, you are the person. We all know people, they turn 28, they move from middle management to upper middle management. They start to get maybe $2,000 more per year or per month. And all of a sudden the car's a little nicer and he's got those, the spoilers on the car, right? He's got the rims. He's upgraded the girlfriend all of a sudden. We know that. We know who we're talking about. We all know people who have lots of money and spend it terribly. Drunk on Sunday nights all of a sudden. We know these people. Having money doesn't mean that you're going to spend it wisely. This guy spent it wisely. What I love about him, and it appeals to my personality type. He is ruthless. He is uncompromising. And ultimately what it means is he takes all of the responsibility when it fails. What it tells me is he's brilliant. Ruthless, uncompromising, and brilliant. The number 1 talking point for this season in the Premier League. Pep Guardiola. He is incredible. He is incredible. They told me he couldn't do it outside of Spain or Germany. He'd never compete in England. What he is he is incredible. Don't tell me about the money. There are examples in your own life with people with all the money in the world, with the biggest trust funds you could ever imagine. They live at home until they're 33. And you see them spending money on alcohol and drugs and a new car and whatever they're doing. And their mom and dad and family are ashamed of them. Sorry, but yes, that's happening all around us. Having lots of money is meaningless if you don't know how to spend it and actually make that asset productive. Pep Guardiola has been sensational since he got to England. We know the managers, we can all list them, who spent all of the money. Can't make top 4, can't make top 6. never won a title. Give Mourinho money, give Pep money, give Fergie money, you're going to the top. You know that, I know that. Pep's the guy right now. So the 5 biggest talking points for me this season. At number 5 is Liverpool. At number 4, Manchester United's away record. Number 3, the fallen dynasty, that is Arsenal. At number 2, Manchester City. At number 1, there's our Pep Guardiola. He's incredible. He is incredible. Now, James, your Liverpool team, they thought they were a dynasty. That was a lie. You and I both know that. But Pep's incredible. He's building a dynasty. Three titles, 5 years.
I do agree. I'm not a fan of, and I've said it before, I'm not a fan of the way he does it. With the spending money and the...
No, hold on. Before you get into that, are we going to get into how much Liverpool have spent or not? You don't want to. Is it a little hypocritical?
How much have we spent?
Or are we going to go from back to front? World record goalkeeper. Let's be very clear on that, right? Sadio Mane was not free. 35 plus. Our man from Roma there, Mo Salah, 35 plus. Bobby Firmino, 35 plus, not free. Gini Wijnaldum, 20 million. Fabinho, 40 million. Henderson cost a packet as well. So it's not exactly free. People are talking like Liverpool didn't spend a cent. Konate, you've just spent 50 million on. Virgil van Dijk, world record centre back.
That's wrong. 39 million, by the way.
For a centre back.
For Konate,
39 million.
No, but what I mean is, and I get football's becoming super
And
competitive.
Keita, by the way, that's like 60 million.
So
let's not forget. So this Liverpool idea, and Fergie spent money as well. I have no problem with the money spending. Liverpool also spending.
No. I see that, but the problem for me comes in when, City have the bench that they have, which is insane. And sometimes it feels like City, when the transfer window opens and they want a player, they just like massively overpay for a player just because they have the money and they know that's what's going to get the player to come to the club. And I feel like that's the one thing that irks me about the whole money in football thing, is just the fact that clubs like City and PSG and sometimes Real and Barca's also...
and Chelsea. Chelsea started this whole mess. If you don't like it,
it's just, players are given these valuations. Is it evaluations?
Valuation, yeah.
Valuations. And it just doesn't, that kind of matches their skill set and what they're actually worth. But then like a PSG will come in, and let's say a player's valued at 100 mil, PSG will come in and say, okay, here's 130. Like, it's an extra 30 mil, dude, that you're just throwing in there. And I get you have to coax the player into joining your club, and we are PSG or we are Man City, and, we've won 4 league titles and blah, blah, blah. But, like, the more it happens and the higher the world record transfer fee goes, which I think is held by Neymar at the moment, the higher that goes, the worse it's just going to continue, increasing in the whole money thing,
I hear you. And sometimes we get trapped in our time. I think we sometimes forget the people that do this are extremely smart people, right? Football clubs right now are run by brilliant. United have just let Woodward go, but he's a brilliant numbers man. Brilliant. He's worked at the very highest level for his entire career. And Chelsea will have that with Bruce Buck and his connections. Liverpool, John W. Henry is not to be disrespected. Is that, these investment banker douchebag types, they have this language, but there's a term where the market will correct itself. It's never going to get out of, it's not exponential. They know that, we know that. It's just the market now, and it'll correct itself. And I think we must, personally, maybe because I'm a Chelsea fan, but I'm very comfortable with the money because it's just the way it goes. That's how a mentor of mine, she always says to me, especially men get caught up in I want to do it my way. I want to do it my way. She says every single person she does business with or is mentoring you must do business the way business is done. This is the market now. Adjust to it. And the worst, so I mean, I don't agree with you, James. I kind of hear the romanticism, but I think the worst of them is Man United fans whenever you tell them, you won because of money as well. Like, don't think this idea that Fergie won with just the kids, that's not true now, and it has never been true. So please, anytime you talk to a Man United fan who says, we did it the right way, rubbish. Tell them rubbish, you did not. Fergie won because of the money. They outspent everybody for 15 years. Don't get off your high horse. When Chelsea came along and Man City came along, things leveled out. So, James, I hear you. There was a more romantic time, but Liverpool is spending as well. Keita's a 70 million bench player. This is a real thing.
Yeah, but I know Liverpool are one of the
Alexander-Arnold. Who's the Arsenal kid? Not Alexander-Arnold. Oxlade-Chamberlain. 35 mil on the bench. Never gets on, by the way. That's 35 mil you spent. Like, you spent as well. As a Chelsea fan, I don't hate what Man City are doing. And when I look at the data, it's what Man United did. They bullied everybody financially. I know the romanticism is Fergie is this savant of football. No. He paid incredible amounts of money. He broke the transfer record for Roy Keane. And went on to constantly, Juan Varane break the record. I mean, listen, we can go through. Cantona was not free. These guys they wanted to break the transfer record for Shearer. He turned them down. So, let's not. Money is a part of it now, James. You gotta let it go.
I do, huh?
Or don't. Hold on to the romanticism of it, but you must do business the way business is being done,
I don't know. I just feel like money doesn't have to be thrown at the sport,
Look.
I get TV rights and, players, especially high-profile players that have egos, have demands for their contracts and for what they're worth and all of that stuff. But, it's essentially why the whole, Super League debate happened.
Yeah.
You're losing touch with what football was and what Football Association used to be when it was first actually called Football Association. So I don't know. It's hard for me. The whole money thing, I'm not a fan.
Listen.
Just get out there, play football.
Yeah, kick the ball around.
Dude, I get you're high-level athletes and but even some of these tackles I see, dude. I'm like, dude, you were 12 once playing on the driveway and you scraped your knee.
Are they a little soft now, you saying?
Dude.
Players getting soft.
Unbelievable.
Listen, somebody else told me the cardinal rule with money, because money muddles everything.
Yes.
All right? You no matter where, family, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever. People are terrible at talking about money. Now, my father is not. He likes to put it on the table. So I've been raised in a home where talk about money. But money muddles everything, and people don't like to talk about it. It's a very uncomfortable thing. I think it's because we're raised in a religious society, and, in religious societies, money is the devil, even if you're rich. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
People don't know how to deal with that conflict. And I think it's what you're saying. There's a philosophical kind of conflict of the commodification of football is the opposite, like you said, is the core trait of football. It's literally was called association soccer. It was just to associate, for the working class to associate. And now, because it wasn't built to be a product. Football wasn't built to be a product. It was built for association.
That's what
that comes. So now there's a clear philosophical divide. But here's what somebody once said to me, and I've never forgotten it in every negotiation. You're only worth what somebody's willing to pay you. It's not the player's fault. It's not the club's fault. It's just the market is, it is what it is. And ultimately, in every negotiation, you must always have this in mind. You are only worth what I'm willing to pay you. What, Neymar must say 200 million? Get that out of here. No, it's not on him. And I guess it's where football's going. And by the way, strap in, because football is actually quite amateur relative to NFL, Major League Baseball. Bryce Harper just signed a $300 million lifetime deal. And there's 30 of those in Major League Baseball. It's going that way because football hasn't actually, the Premier League actually hasn't started in the money game. They haven't explored Asia properly. Their product's not out here in Africa properly. They haven't really gotten to America at all. When that happens, we're going to see a million euro per week player very, very soon. And if the Premier League, imagine when they go pay-per-view or they get their own over-the-top solution, Netflix style.
Gosh.
So strap in, because the money is here to stay. And don't be sad because Pep is spending better than Jurgen Klopp. Don't be sad. Don't be sad.
I actually watched an interesting video yesterday. It was like a compilation of the most controversial moments in football, and it had a part where the game after the whole Wayne Bridge John Terry thing came out, where they had to shake hands for the first time. But towards the end of the video, they showed a segment of a Sky Sports like analysis thing that they were doing when Mike Ashley was on the verge of selling Newcastle. Is it Mike Ashley?
Yeah, the owner.
To that Qatari
Saudi
multi-billionaire dude, and he was explaining why the deal was so sort of controversial in the eyes of the Premier League Association, as well as like TV rights and all of these things, and what this Saudi guy was actually responsible for in the past politically, and why the deal fell through and all of that. And I just thought while I was watching it, thank the Lord above, because this man is the country, right?
The king,
yeah. So he's the country, and they were saying, like, you know, they were talking about a country buying a football club.
Yeah, like PSG.
Yeah, and
Man City.
I just thought, good Lord, imagine if that deal actually went through, because that man is apparently like, I think it was 30 or 300 times richer than Roman Abramovich.
No, he might be the richest man on earth. You must remember the Saudis. You always hear about the American and Saudi oil wars.
Yeah,
they control the price of oil. No, they have all the oil.
Imagine
and all the trade
Newcastle,
routes.
Bruh.
That would be awesome. Why? Why do you want Liverpool to stay at the top forever?
No, I'm just saying. Imagine how weird that would be to have a Newcastle top six.
It'd be amazing. Like, why don't I want every club to be owned by Roman Abramovich, Sheikh Mansour, and the Glazers? Why don't you want every club? Because then I want to see who's the real coaches here. Like, I'd love to see Ancelotti with City's bench as well, like Neymar on the bench. I want to see Brighton with like the NFL. You know, there's a draft. So hey, I want to see, because when it's even like that, then I get to see who the real ones are.
Yeah.
Like right now, people can always argue for Pep, blah, blah, blah. Fergie, you always had the most money. Mourinho, the big six clubs. But why don't people want Brighton being owned by the, I don't know, the Sultan of, Qatar or whatever? Like, why not? Or why is this? Why can't everyone get a Roman Abramovich?
I don't really put thought into that. I think it'd be interesting to watch every
awesome.
season. You genuinely wouldn't know who's winning the league.
And wouldn't that be awesome? I thought that's what competition should be. So did Mike Ashley talk about the fact that his conspiracy is kind of that the big six want to keep the smaller clubs out or not?
No, it was more about
the human rights violation of Saudi.
That, and there was an incident that took place where an American had walked into
yes,
the consulate in Saudi, and then something's happened to this guy.
Yes,
he was dismembered and
famous, the journalist.
Yeah.
I forget what his name is. Yeah,
and he was just in there to get papers for a marriage or something.
Yeah, no, real situation. Hey, listen,
but that guy the guy that was going to buy Newcastle was individually responsible for calling on the murder of the journalist.
Yes, there's a very good reason why that murder happened. I mean, I don't mean good in the sense that justified. I mean, once you start... Hey, that's a different world, by the way. The Saudis that is a different world. My mother did live there for 2 years. It is a different world.
It's an interesting place.
Very. And you should go there. It's very, very interesting.
I've been.
Oh, for cool people. I liked it. I guess you live on a compound when you're there,
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's a different... I like travel, so...
Went to Ferrari World, which was cool.
Yeah, no, everyone has a Ferrari. They have Ferraris in their houses there.
Yeah.
Been to a couple of palaces. It is... They have houses for their cars.
Yeah.
Real thing.
Yeah.
Real thing. But
they're also the home of the world's fastest roller coaster.
Oh, really?
Which I went on, and it is the most terrifying thing in the world.
Did you get sick?
Well, you get on it, and then you're like waiting for people to be strapped in, and then everyone starts clapping around you, and you're like, "What? Why are we clapping, guys? Are you like the cart starts moving forward,
Okay.
like leaving the building, and then people start clapping as it's going forward.
Jeez, like nervous energy.
And you're like, why are we clapping? And then like it just stops, and then it accelerates to some ridiculous speed. Like it goes up a hill, it accelerates, and then it just drops again. Dude, it's horrifying.
Are you into roller coasters? Like, it's one thing. I don't know at what age, because I used to go like around the world. I've been lost at so many parks because like my dad used to feel compelled to take us to places like whenever we're traveling or whatever. And my mom was like uber not into it. But when I was young, boy, oh boy, every single roller coaster at every single park we're going to, I don't care where we are. My parents are very clear, I'm going on every roller coaster here. It is going to be a long day for you. And I'd be lost at so many places. I mean, got stuck at the Rand show for a whole day one day. Whole thing.
Before that holiday, to answer your question, the only roller coaster I had been on before this trip was the Josie Express at Gold Reef.
Okay.
Went to Dubai and Thailand in 2017, and the world's fastest roller coaster was the first real roller coaster I went on.
Was it in Dubai or Saudi? These are not the same places, James. Do not be cancelled by society, because we were talking about Saudis just now, and now you're talking about Dubai.
Well, I was in both.
Different places. Okay. Oh, so you went to Saudi, and that's where.
Yeah.
Did Dubai also have a mad roller coaster? Is what
No.
you're saying? Oh,
No.
oh, on the Dubai trip,
Yeah, same
you
trip.
went to Saudi.
Yeah.
Okay, I see. Okay. Whew. So you're into roller coasters now?
Apparently.
But are you into it? I don't know. Like
You
I
know
don't
what's
know.
weird? Like I'm that person that builds up. Like if I'm about to do something, I build up the nervousness in my own head because I'm stupid. But for like this, on the way there, I was chilling. When we got there, I was chilling. When we got on the ride, I was still fine. Did the roller coaster, and then for the rest of that day, I still did other rides. Like I did another ride that had like the world's biggest inverted loop.
Oh wow.
So you like go
Oh,
up, and
that's-
then it inverts, and then you come down.
Do you have a solid stomach, or do you get sick on these things?
I don't.
Did you get sick there?
No, I went on. We also went to like a Warner Brothers lot kind of thing.
Yeah, those are cool. I've been to a couple
Yeah.
of those around the world.
They had like Hunger Games rides in Madagascar, and that was cool.
I don't know at what age I became like the most boring person in the world, but I cannot stand theme parks now. Like when
Really?
I was young, I just, leave me there. Every now and then I'll check in pit stop. Obviously, Mom, I need some money for food, maybe a drink every now and then. Need the bathroom. Otherwise, for the whole day. And I mean, in certain countries, what's nice is you just pay a ticket and you get on every ride. The annoying ones are where you got to go to your mom to get money.
Yeah.
Are very annoying.
Yeah.
For me as a youngster, very annoying, because my mom is she's the least interested in that stuff. She's sitting, I mean, my mom's like looking at libraries and history and whatever, thinking woman, wants to actually get involved. How are these things built? Hey, what are the people like? Yeah, because my mom could talk to anybody, anywhere, speaks lots of languages. So eventually, I don't know where she is. No cell phones back then, by the way. So very annoying. Very tough stuff.
So little MKT runs off.
Oh, yeah. All the time. But I don't know at what age where I started hating, or not hating, but I can't think of a worse thing than go to theme parks. Like when we did a documentary in Sweden 2 years ago, and we took a young team, or we were following a really young team, 11, 12-year-olds, and they were in a theme park, and the crew, everything was like obviously paid for. We're part of the crew. And I'm just like, nah.
Not keen.
Because the whole of like Sweden embraced us, right, as like the South Africa team. So we were getting free stuff everywhere. They were like, "Do you want a free tag?" No, thank you. I'm just in here, sitting around.
So now you're just a grumpy old man.
That's exactly what I am. But it's been a while. Like I think it's like 15. I don't think I've been on a roller coaster since I was 20, 21, 22.
It's so hectic.
I find it so boring.
I don't think I could go to Gold Reef City.
No.
Gold Reef City is way too like busy, and like things are going on all the time for me. I'm like,
do we have epic roller coasters? Because I remember at Tanga Junction here in South Africa at a stage in Cape Town, but we don't have any like. We're not into it. Like
no, I don't think it's like in America they have Six Flags, they have Disney World.
I've been Six Flags, by the way, most unbelievable water park in the world.
Yeah,
Six Flags. You been there?
I haven't. I just know it's a thing.
Get out of here.
Like it's huge.
And it's like a water park, right?
Yeah.
By the way, it's a water park meets roller coasters. Poh. When I was 16, 17, I must have been then, going with my family. Oh, back then. Get out of here, James.
Six Flags.
Oh, thing to do.
But that's just America, though. They do things huge.
Better.
Like things are big, better.
Yeah.
Like the food in America is apparently just the portion sizes are ridiculous. Like I've never been. It's just these are things I've heard.
It's true. I can confirm. We've checked with VAR, and VAR has given it. Yeah, massive people. Everything's just a little bit bigger. Just everything. Taller. They gargantuan people. Everything's. I remember us renting a car, and in South Africa, if you think small, the small package, you get like it'll be a Japanese or it'll be a Korean vehicle, right? Like a hatchbacky
Kia Rio vibe.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kind of. Not there. It was like I guess we'd know it as a Ford Cougar.
Right.
That's like SUV.
Yeah.
That's the small package there. That's your starting level rental car.
That's like a 2x4.
No. 4x4. Our car was a full-on 4x4. The Cougar is actually smaller than the one we got. I can't remember.
Oh, because the EcoSport and the Cougar look the same. It could have been.
I don't know. Cars.
Yeah.
No, but bigger than that. Bigger than the Cougar was the small entry-level package in America for rental. They don't do small. They don't.
Nothing small there.
Hey, but listen, America, great place. They innovate and they try stuff. That's what's cool about them. People hate them, but when you're winning, everybody hates you, right? And America is currently winning. Yeah, they're winning.
They weren't for a while.
I don't know. They were in the Western world. They are winning. Like where else are people? Where do you get your movies? Where do you get your culture? Where's Microsoft? Where's Apple? Where's...
Yeah, but let's be honest though.
Yeah, let's.
If this pandemic has proven anything,
it's that Netflix is 10 times bigger now.
That too.
Silicon Valley. Dude, America's winning. I don't want to get into the long grass. I know everyone's read a book that says China is winning. But America's winning. They do great things. Where's all the medicine come from? The great universities. When you think of great university, what do you think of?
UCT.
UCT's
number, it's up there in the world.
Yeah, I'm sure.
It's considered.
I'm sure.
So is Tux, actually.
There's 20 universities in America. I bet you if you had the money. There are 20. Personally, there are 20 universities in America. Forget the Ivy Leagues, right? That's like, I think it's 7 on the East Coast. There are 20 universities. I'm going to Columbia. I'm sending... No. Come on. John Hopkins. If you want to send your kids to medical school, John Hopkins. Not sending them to UCT. Get out of here.
Well, if you want your kids to be a teacher, send them to Tux. I think my brother told me I don't know if it's the teaching faculty or just his thing that he specialized in, is, I think, top 10 or top 20 in the world for that faculty.
Oh, very nice.
At Tux.
I mean, South Africa does have some cool stuff. We got Wits. They got some cool universities, but ultimately, you want to be at Harvard.
We have AFTA.
Oh, again, or you want to go to Harvard. You want to go to Brown. Hey, America, they don't get any love, but when you're winning, people don't like you. That's simple. You should worry when people start to like you, like Arsenal now. Everyone's like, oh. No, that's not what you want to be in life. You want to have people wishing they were you.
Yeah.
And everyone wishes really deep down they had America's innovation, the willingness to try stuff, the willingness to develop technology, to develop universities, to develop sports, to develop like anything America touches, it's going to go forward.
Except world maps. Have you seen?
I have.
Jimmy Kimmel. There's a thing on YouTube where Jimmy Kimmel takes his camera crew.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Out to the streets.
Yeah, and what happens?
Then he asks people to name, or he doesn't, but the producer does, asks people to name any country on this world map. And people point at like South America and they're like, this is South Africa.
Yeah.
You're like, no.
Although, I mean, if you're American and you when you travel, you realize why they largely like that. I mean, you travel around South Africa, many people don't know where places are. So I think they always show us for TV. You always get the best and the worst. You never just get a regular American, like a guy who has probably traveled to Europe. They never show you that because that's quite boring.
Yeah.
They'll always show you like the Southerners.
Yeah.
Or some hoity-toity, like Boston guy from Harvard.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's always uber ignorance or douchebag.
Yeah, so at the end of the same clip, there's like a 12-year-old boy.
Yeah.
And they ask him to name, and then he starts from like South America and names every country. Like,
Yeah.
So I see what you mean.
But yeah, I hear you. I'd rather be America than be any other Western country, because it's good to be resented. It means you're doing something that others wish they were capable of. I've never heard anybody go to the man under the bridge and hate on them. Everybody hates on Cristiano Ronaldo, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's good to be. It's rather. My personality type would rather lean to 90% of society hates me than everybody likes me. There's a problem there. Everyone feels sorry for the man under the bridge. Nobody likes Cristiano Ronaldo. All right, everybody kind of resents him.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, we're all different people, and you know, South Africa's got its gifts. Britain has its gifts. Sweden.
I think if the pandemic has proved anything, there's definitely some very important like societal issues in America.
Sure.
Like they've got the infrastructure, they've got places like Six Flags, they do things big. We know America is America, and they'll be America. But you know, there's over the last 3-4 years, like the fundamental societal issues of basic human rights in America is just like it's being shown for what it actually is.
What about us? Everyone's got that though, James. Let's be honest. I mean, I'm not protecting America.
Sure.
Because I'm a big fan of South Africa, actually. I'm a bigger fan of here. I'm just saying through my view. But everyone's got their issues.
Sure.
It's like nobody's perfect in anything. I commend America. I commend South Africa. We do a lot of incredible... Hey, Dave Matthews, Elon Musk, by the way, you're welcome. you are welcome. Shout out. Roger Federer. I know it's for 6 months, but by the way, you're welcome.
Sholto Copley.
His mom... Who's that?
Sholto Copley.
Say what now?
The guy from District 9.
Oh, okay. Haven't seen it.
He's huge.
And Deon Fort are in that.
And Deon Fort.
So you're welcome.
They're in Chappie, aren't they?
No, they're in that as well. I've never seen Chappie, but they do the soundtrack and are in that movie.
Oh.
Yeah. Hey, South Africans, shout out. For me, I commend everybody. Sweden's got its problems. They do cool stuff. Japan, never been there. Read a lot of their history. No one's perfect. I'm not saying America is nirvana for me.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd rather live here where I live in the Republic of South Africa purely because, I don't know, maybe I'm biased. But they do cool stuff. We do cool stuff. China does cool stuff. Everyone, nowhere's perfect. And I hear you. It's exposed a lot of us. So, fair enough. I do hear what you're saying. Nowhere's perfect. I think we can agree on that.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Nowhere and nobody is perfect. I wanted to say, Roger Federer's mom, ever heard her speak?
I haven't, but I know he is half South African.
Better Afrikaans person than you. Much better.
Does she live in South Africa, though?
No.
No?
Switzerland, of course. No.
I think that makes sense.
Because he left, I think he was 6 months.
Yeah, he was young.
Yeah. No. He's Roger Federer. He live in South Africa. No, get out of here.
Wasn't he supposed to come to South Africa with Nadal to do something in Cape Town?
They did it. Shout out Maps Mapanyane for hosting that event, the Champions Cup or whatever. No, it was good. Cape Town, just before the pandemic.
Yeah.
Very cool. Went super well. They did well with the streaming, by the way. Cool event. Very, very cool. Went nicely.
Good stuff.
And they had superstars. Stands were packed. Very nice. Sea Point.
Oh. When fans were allowed.
Yeah, when human beings could kiss mouth to mouth.
I look back now and I just like when I was watching that football's most controversial moments, like they showed a couple of in-game clips like the John Terry thing and there's a Raheem Sterling thing, and I was watching it and the whole time I couldn't stop myself from thinking about the fact that
get a mask on,
dude. That's a packed stadium.
Yeah, were you that, in your mind? Were you that guy? Jeez, get a mask on. This pandemic's
what
still
are
around
these people doing?
Get a mask on,
dude. I was shocked.
You were a Karen there.
Karen. I don't know how South Africans say it. Do they say Karen or Karen?
Well, you're Afrikaans. You should say Karen.
I say
Karen.
Hi, Karen.
You know what I mean? But anyway, Karen, whatever it may be. Yeah. Get it. So you were that guy watching that?
I was.
Get a mask on.
And then people started...
This world's not about you.
Exactly.
You sound like an old man on your lawn there.
Well, and then people started shouting from their balconies, tell me to keep quiet. So.
Anyway, I was going to say, Roger Federer, his mom, one of the most Afrikaans-sounding ladies in the world. Shout out to her for not being that annoying person who moves to a country. Don't know if you ever heard South Africans that moved to like the UK for 6 months and all of a sudden you white? How you doing? Like, how's that possible? Like, you lived here for 30 years and all of a sudden you've gone, Up the cob, up chair. What? How's that possible?
Beans on toast.
Yeah. Oh, like, bloody hell! Tell you what. How's that possible? Shout out to Roger Federer's mom. She's one of the most real people on this planet. Sounds like she could be from Potensi today, and you gotta love that, right?
What's her name?
I don't know. Shall I guess her name though?
Yeah, wait. I'm gonna search it. You put some.
Marie Louise.
Marie Louise.
Yeah, you know Afrikaans people do that mixing name thing. Yeah.
Joandre.
Yeah.
Pierre de Villiers.
Yeah. Joandre Renet. I would guess that. Joandre Renet.
All right, it's Roger Federer, mom.
Shout out to her. She's one of the most real ones out there, dude.
What did you say?
Joandre Renet.
Oh, damn it.
What is it? Mariki. Gotta be.
Think a little like basic Afrikaans.
Marlies.
No. How can I give you more hints, bro?
One more hint, and then you got to tell people. Danny.
Yeah, it can be Danny. I've got a family member with this name, but you wouldn't know that, so I don't know why that's
a terrible hint. Yeah, you, James, if we ever play 60 seconds, you're not on my team.
Okay.
You've just eliminated yourself.
I'm on the spot here.
Anyway, well, what's her name?
Lynette.
Oh.
Lynette Federer.
Danny Lynette.
There you go.
Is Roger coming? Oh, that's a prachtige seun. Eh? But shout out to her, because the young ones, you young people always say, hey, he the real one. She's the real one.
She the real one, yo.
Yeah, believe that. Because these people, James, do you know anybody who's moved to the UK? You give them a call like 6 months later and they're on. They go up the old apples and pears.
Well, I have family that moved to Australia, but they've been there for a while, so they've got the accent.
Yeah, no, that's a contagious one. And the thing about Australians is they don't actually like you once you have a different accent. I don't really know. The Brits, they're their own thing. And Americans just can't understand you if you don't speak with an American accent. So I kind of understand when Charlize went full on, like immediately.
Charlize Theron.
But the British one, I've never understood. Guys leave for 15 minutes, has a cup of coffee, like in Birmingham. And he sounds like he should be rapping on Dizzy Rascal's next track. How's that possible?
Fish
After
and
30
chips
years.
with the lads.
Bloody hell. It's cold, isn't it? How's that? All right.
Nan.
I got my nan coming over. What's her name? Marlies van der Merwe.
Yeah, I was about to say,
what are you on about
your
now?
Orthodox Afrikaans grandmother, and you're like, Nan.
Do you know the worst the worst accent you can have in the world? There's a mix. There's an Afrikaans American mix.
Oof.
Have you ever heard Elon Musk speak English?
Yes.
Because it comes out every now and then. He's got that Pretoria.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
You can hear it every now and then
But
with a couple of words.
But he's kind of there's a special mix when an Afrikaans person speaks English with that Afrikaans accent, and then they move to America. My old boss at a ski shop I used to work at, his dad, his father-in-law, has that mix, and I once met him, and I said, Marcel, this is the accent I was talking about, and he knew exactly what I meant. It is so bad for the ears when the Afrikaans accent meets American, and they try and make it work.
Does it make your ears bleed?
It is so bad. It's so bad, dude.
No
Listen
bueno.
out for it, yeah. Because Charlize has a bit of that going.
Yeah.
And when you hear her, because she goes full Afrikaans, and you can't dilute that. And then there's the American.
You know what irritates me about Charlize?
Nothing.
A lot.
Wow, what's the story?
I feel like she does the same thing.
What,
Like-
make lots of money all the time?
Yeah, sure. And won Oscars.
Yeah.
Or
one Oscar, I mean.
when she makes appearances for like skits on TV shows,
Yeah?
it's always the same thing. Like it's, hey, Charlize, blah, 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 blah. This was your movie and you won an Oscar for that. Okay, cool, great. But then there's always a segment in whatever skit she's doing where they ask her to speak Afrikaans, and she always says the same thing.
Which is?
Well, I can't say it on the show.
Oh, is it? Does she go?
It's Yo Masa.
Oh, is it?
But I think I've seen 4 or 5 interviews where she said the same thing.
Well, it's novel to them. You know, to you and me, it might get annoying. But shout out to Charlize, dude. She's raking in so much money. Good for her, dude. And listen.
She's also not naming her babies apples, so she's doing well.
When you start from, I think where's she from? Not Brakpan, what's the other one?
Isn't it Benoni?
Benoni. When life makes you start, literally, if you don't know, by the way, if you don't speak in Yiddish, Benoni means son of my suffering, Ben Ani. When you start in a place named that and you take it all the way to the top, shout out to Charlize, dude. Why are you hating on Charlize?
When you stand on that stage and accept that, I'm just hating because I like hating. That's all I'm doing.
But it's because you hate Afrikaans people because your family left you here because you're an embarrassment to the Afrikaans community because you do not know anything about the Afrikaans culture.
I love Afrikaans people very dearly.
Not sure you do. Your mother wouldn't have moved 1,200 kilometers away if that was true. James, I'm telling you now, I just want to prepare you because you seem like the type of guy who would want to surprise your mom. Just like pop down for a surprise weekend. I'm telling you now, James. And now you can't get upset, hey? I'm telling you now, it is going to happen. One of these surprise weekends where you want to surprise your mom and just pitch up. You know, like I can imagine you'll do the you'll do the surprise where you act as a waiter at her restaurant and then she's sitting there and then
Stop.
Have you done it before? Have you done that one before?
I can't say anything on the show. I'll tell you during the intermission.
Okay, but you've done a surprise my mom thing before.
No.
Okay,
but I'll tell you during the intermission.
But anyway, let me tell you, because James is a really sweet guy, right? I would imagine you would be that guy.
I would.
When you do that, just be careful. Because when you get down there, the whole family is going to be there. And they're having like a potjie. Yeah. And everyone's just speaking Afrikaans. And they're going to see you. And it's going to be awkward for everybody. Just be prepared for that, please.
Should I have the Uber app ready to Uber me back to the
No.
airport?
Just whenever you go and visit your family, take a box of tissues. Because you're going to be doing a lot of crying, realizing, oh, flip, I'm the shame here because of how English I am in an Afrikaans family. And actually, they don't invite me to family events. So be ready, James. James, I know it's hard to accept what I've just told you, but shout out to me for preparing you. Right?
Nice. Good on you.
Shout out to me,
What
dude.
a good guy.
And I don't hate Charlize. Like, her movies and stuff are not for me, but I like success. I'm happy that she's successful. And my God, when you start in Benoni and you make it to that level, that
Secure that bag, baby
Secure
girl.
that. Shout out to Charlize. James is such a hater, dude. I think James hates Afrikaans people. I don't know why.
I love them dearly. I love my mother more than anything in the world.
No, well, I mean, your mom loves you, but she had to make some choices. It's just like, can't keep inviting this English kid to Afrikaans events, and you know.
Well, she was supposed to come back up to Joburg.
Yeah, but then she realized.
And then she didn't.
Yeah.
And she said it was because, so she had COVID in January.
Okay.
And she said she was still struggling with her chest.
Yes.
So she was like, she's not going to risk it. That was the reason she gave me.
Yeah.
I now have reason to believe that that's not true at all.
Was it loud in the background when she was telling you, COVID and like, Tannie, was he televisie? Mom, I thought you were isolating. And what's the music in the back? Why is Bert van Blerk playing in the background? James, I gotta go. I'm sick. Bye. I imagine the call.
No, it's like, James, I gotta go. I'm sick.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And you know, sometimes like parents aren't great with tech, and her phone just doesn't kind of. It's like, oh, jammer jella, ja, I praat te veel. And you just hear the music like Steve Hofmeyer come back on, and it's rocking, dude.
I was actually there when she had COVID. It was an interesting time.
Tough times, huh?
Yeah.
But as a South African, James, what do we know about tough times?
Tough times never last. Only tough people last.
That is exactly it. All right, James, shall we hug it out?
Let's hug it out,
By the way, before we do that, this podcast is available on every single platform.
Yay.
On planet Earth.
I like platforms.
Which is made for podcasts. So let's be very clear. It's not available on every platform.
Okay.
I might have tricked you there.
Okay.
It's available on every single platform which is made for podcasts.
Okay, so it's not available on Vimeo, but it's available on Spotify.
That's a good way to put it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not available on Hulu, for instance.
Yeah, but it's available on Google Podcasts.
You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people might go, excuse me, you did some false advertising the other day because I went to my Netflix account and you said... So just to be clear, it's available on every single platform that's made for podcasts.
Correct.
And it's the MKT Show. So remember to like, share, subscribe. If you're on Apple Podcasts, please make sure to go and rate us there. Give us a 5-star rating, even if you hate this show and you love James's beard and you'd only give us a 3.5 for that. Give it a 5. Hey, come on, Shane.
Push for the 5.
Yeah, classic saying, push for the 5. All right, James, we'll be back in a little bit. My name is MKT. This is the MKT Show. See you in a bit. Is systemically, it's FIFA and UEFA are so sick that people at UEFA now only know that way of operating. The only way to clean out UEFA and FIFA, you'd literally have to fire everybody.
God.
Oh my God,
Literally.
you guys. Yeah. You'd have to literally fire everyone. It's the only way to purge it.
Yeah, I do think there's a huge systemic issue that's, like you say, wrong with FIFA and UEFA. I mean, you get rid of Sepp Blatter, and then you get the next person that takes his place is also corrupt, and then the next person that takes...
who was there? Infantino was sitting in the rooms with Jerome Falca and Sepp Blatter. Seferin was sitting in the rooms with Platini and these people. So this is not like they got somebody from the outside who was running an investment bank in Yemen.
Yeah.
No. These are people that were in on the game.
We're going to use the same people.
Yeah. By the way, Infantino never thought of maybe telling us about the Qatar thing while you were there in the rooms, the deals being made. No. No, he played a political game so he could be president. This is what you're dealing with. This is what we've chosen. I don't understand people.
It's like SAFA on a larger scale.
Nothing's like SAFA. The MKT Show. Welcome back. It is Friday today. A lot of people feeling good, so I hope you are finishing off at the office. Whatever you got to do. I'm pretty sure people have booked that classic sort of 1:30 external meeting, which seems to just come up every third week. I mean, what do you know? On Fridays, it just seems customers are incredible at being available at 1:30, and it just so happens that it's at the pub. It's incredible.
You know what the worst is? It's not customers. There's always that one person on a Friday. It's like they'll message you in the morning. This is like a very corporate thing to do. They'll message you in the morning and say, "Hey James, can we meet at some point today just to discuss blah blah blah?" And then it's like, yeah, sure, let's do. And then you want to try and plan it to get it before the end of the day, so you can go home early. It's the weekend, live your best life. Can we do like 4 o'clock?
Well, the people I was referring to is the classic, I want to get out of work, Like customers are just, they book the external meeting, but it's actually like the cousin who they drink with every Friday just happens to be available.
Brandy and Coke.
No, 1:30. It's incredible how that meeting is so consistent around the corporate world. 1:30 Friday. Oh, get out of here. That must be the most productive time in South Africa because everyone has a meeting at 1:30. Back in my day, there was a pub called O'Hagan's. I don't know if O'Hagan's still exists.
There's an O'Hagan's in Honeydew.
Okay, so it's incredible. O'Hagan's 1:30. Between 1:30 and 3:30 on a Friday in the Republic of South Africa must be the most productive place in the world because I've never seen a place booked in the corporate world for meetings more than O'Hagan's back in my day.
The O'Hagan's in the West Strand was pretty close to where I used to live.
That's a legendary one.
Yes, that is the one. I never used to see cars there. I was like, how does this place like survive? You know? How you're probably probably paying rent, you've got operational costs, blah blah blah. It's because on Fridays Craig and the whole office,
well, the corporate world is basically gathering. So shout out to all of you booking that 1:30 meeting today. We all know what you're doing. Your bosses know what you're doing. But let's all pretend it's it's all good. So I hope you enjoy the 1:30 meeting and I hope you get the deal.
That does start in 8 minutes, so we do forgive you.
Tell me this, James. Pub for a first date. I was just thinking about it now. I can't remember if I'm not really a date person. Like I'm very much just straight to get to know each other at like a dinner kind of person. So I'm not but I'm not big on dates.
Yeah.
So you're more of a caring person.
I didn't try to care.
No, you're a nice guy. You're a nice guy. I mean, you got allegedly you have a lady. Your thoughts, pub. Well, what's a good first date place? And I'm not asking because I'm taking somebody on a first date. I've just thought about it now. Pub, first date, winner, loser.
It depends on a lot of things. I think it depends on where the pub is, because if it's like Molly Malone's in Four Ways.
Oh, shout out. Jeez, James, just stamp all over. I mean, Molly Malone's, I am not talking you down, and James's thoughts do not represent the thoughts of the owner of the show. Go ahead, James.
Okay. So it depends on the place. Molly Malone's in Four Ways. Definitely not date vibes. Not first date vibes.
Why? Too raucous? Bit laddish?
It can be.
Because of the lads. It does get a bit...
Yeah, like Friday nights gets a bit loud there. It's... Yeah. Chicago is also not the move.
Okay. Maybe you shouldn't just chop down every single place.
Yeah. Okay. Let me answer your question. I'm not going to chop down any more places.
Yeah.
So, again, it depends on where it is. But I also think it depends on who you both are. Mm-hmm. So, like, if you're, like, best friends for years.
No. First time date. You've met her twice. You met her at your cousin's braai or barbecue, if you're from that part of the world. And you guys had a vibe, and you're like, oh, I'd love to see you again. Pub, yay or nay?
I wouldn't go to a pub for a first date. So I think it depends on who you guys are.
Because some girls have told me that if they want to kind of meet the guy again, and because as guys, we never really have to think of this, or maybe you do, is they don't like to do first dates with a person by themselves. Because, dudes get weird and whatever, They just want to feel safe. They often do the come with me and my friends.
Yeah, the hashtag men are trash vibe, right?
No, I mean, also pretty realistic. Like, if you're a lady, there are creeps out there, right?
Sure.
You want to feel safe.
Yeah.
But I don't know now. So what happens if a girl invites you, James? Obviously, they wouldn't now because you happily in a monogamous relationship with a wonderful lady who may or may not live in the Northwest, right? Allegedly, you're in a relationship right now. So you wouldn't take a date now. Let's address that.
No.
Okay, but if you were back in the day and your lady had said to you, our first date, come meet me and my friends at a pub, yay or nay?
I would ask if I could bring one of my friends.
Really?
Yeah, because then it would be a thing of, like, I don't want to be, like, the guy, you know? Like,
it's like a job interview.
Let's say it's, yeah, exactly. So it's me, and then it's, like, maybe the girl that I'm vibing with.
Yes.
And then she decides to bring, like, 4 of her friends.
Yeah.
Right? That's, like, 5 eyes just on you. And the chances that you'll be on the one side of the table by yourself are very high. So it's like all the attention is on you. And I'm pretty good at winging it, but I would still ask if, can I bring one of my mates? And then I'd bring, like, I would think carefully about who to bring.
It's a huge call. I wouldn't. But it is a huge call who you take there.
Exactly.
Because what you don't want is your drunken friend.
Yes.
Because now you're that guy.
Yeah.
And no girl, like maybe younger. But I mean, you're 24 now. I'd say from now, girls are transitioning at around 24 because girls are always more mature.
Yeah.
And I'm not just saying that because hashtag I saw it on Instagram. I'm talking neurologically. I've done 2 years of genetics. Neurologically, girls mature at a fast rate. So around 24, girls start to transition from girl to woman.
Yes.
And boys stay that to like 30, right? So now at your age, they start taking it seriously. You don't want to bring your drunk friend.
Yeah.
What you also don't want to do is bring your friend who takes over the conversation. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like you want to be very careful. You need that wingman sweet spot.
Yeah.
It's almost impossible to find a good wingman.
You also can't bring the friend that you have, like, sorry, I just read a comment. You also can't bring a friend that you have a real, like, proper bromance with.
Yeah, because you start making your own jokes now.
Yeah, and then it's weird, and like because you guys are best friends, you have these like
inside
maybe
jokes.
an inside sexual joke or whatever,
Yeah.
and then the 4, 5 eyes that are on you, it's like
No, that's tough. That's
not
tough.
vibes.
Listen, that a good wingman is such a small sweet spot, dude. You gotta pick that carefully.
I know exactly who I would take. I do.
I mean, you don't have to say their name because
I'm not going
the
to.
rest of your friends will feel
Yeah,
terrible.
exactly.
But hey, that's a real thing. If you want to go on a date with a girl, especially now as we're getting older, like people want to see grown-ups.
Exactly.
Like I know everybody thinks they're funny, ha ha ha. Like there are certain mates I have friends who I wouldn't introduce to my own mother.
I don't.
Who I love. I mean, I love my friends, but they just like guys don't grow up sometimes, Like, and I'm pretty much a dum dum myself. I'm not sure a lot of people would introduce me to their parents, but there are friends who I'm definitely not taking to that situation.
Nah, my all my friends know my mom, and my mom knows them and has actually interacted with them and hung out with them at like birthdays and stuff.
Now, James, you've brought up an incredibly important thing. A lot of people wondering, are we a sports show? Are we not? We are.
Well, that's why I was laughing.
No, don't worry about it. I didn't want to hear it. We'll hear that at the end.
Okay, Pimo, we're getting to you in social media, James.
Wow, what did Pimo say?
Well, it's why I was laughing just now, because he said, I see we're back to movies with Mbalelo and James. We're back to the movies and... we're back... I see we are back to the movies with Mbalelo and James show with small town Afrikaans skits. Some would swear this is a sports show. And then he said, and now it's Dating 101 with Mbalelo and James.
Listen, this show will give you everything. We will talk about an inverted left back, but we'll also talk about the correct person to take on a date. I mean,
Exactly.
what other show on earth do you know that covers that? What sports show on earth? Because I guarantee you there are 2 or 3 people right now in the Republic of South Africa listening to this show right now who have the biggest date of their lives in 3 hours. I guarantee you that is happening right now.
And we're giving you life advice. So
what you got to do, you've... Oh, yes, James, I'm glad you brought this point up. Here's another difference between black and white people. White people, super open. Meet my mom, come to my house, blah, blah. Black families, by the way, black parents, I don't care how liberal they are, they hate
Really?
They hate sleepovers and people at the house, and they cannot stand it. Huge difference between my culture, and I'm speaking for my family. I don't know if that's true transversely, but luckily, like, my parents kind of lived overseas, so I could kind of just have mates, whatever. You know, we had a house where people were looking after me, but it was, come on over, lads. But that is a big difference between white and black people. Also, we are now living in an era where people are mixing the paint. Again, James, not real paint. It is where black people mix with white people, and they do this thing called dating or getting married. Mixing the paint. Nice term. Use it, James. I want to teach you now. You start dating a black girl or a black guy. Craig, Chris, Michelle. I've got some life advice for you. That whole, we should go over to your mom's house thing that white people do. Not a thing.
Not the vibe.
And also, not a vibe to introduce yourself as a couple, like, immediately. To introduce yourself to most black families, you need to be well into it and getting closer to marriage stuff. Just so you know, you don't do the, oh, I'm dating, I'm dating Stimbiso. Hi, Stimbiso's mom.
Stimbiso.
Yeah, you don't come with that nonsense.
Hi, Teppo's mom.
Chippy's my favorite. Don't do that. Don't. I'm telling you right now for free. White guys, white ladies, this is free advice that if you ever get into mixing the paint thing, there are cultural differences that we all need to...
Chippy, where's the filter coffee?
You're not... And also, let me tell you something about black people's houses. Liberal, in northern suburbs, there's some black tendencies you can never shake out of parents. If you go to a black person's house and the parents are there, don't go digging around the fridge. This is, again, not a white person's house. I know white people, just go look in the fridge. It's fine. It's fine. Do you want rusks? It's in the pantry. If you're looking to impress black dad, black mom, don't do that liberal, I'm going to go look in the fridge myself, walk around the house. And do not go in the parents' bedrooms. Oh my God, black parents' bedrooms? Do not. Don't get near it. Don't go digging in the fridge. And don't go, you're not best friends with a mom. You're respectful, you're quiet, and get the hell out of there. The less said, the better. By the way, if it's the first time and a black girl or a black guy is introducing you to their parents. Just putting it out there. What other sports shows giving this kind of advice? James, we're bringing the country together.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying?
Woo!
There is no sports show on earth delivering this sort of human advice. Because we're trying to bring a country together. Everyone else is trying to divide this country, right? On racial lines. We're saying mix the paint, get it together.
Exactly.
Just understand the rules.
It's what they're saying on the streets, you know?
You
Greatest sports show ever.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. I listen, if I had a nickel for every time, greatest sports show ever. It's just stop with it now. James, we are bringing the country together. Now, a lot of people are saying that you and I could possibly be the Benjamin Franklin and Nelson Mandela of sports talk.
Oh, sure. Yeah, that's what I was hearing.
Just bring, yeah. Hey? So, you're welcome, planet Earth. You're welcome.
You are most welcome. Where can you go to get dating advice?
It's just what we do.
Movies.
It's just what we do. And it feels good. It feels good to be great. James, shout out to you, dude.
It's, actually, shout out to you.
Shout out to us.
Shout out to us.
I love it. All right. Remember, if you're still on YouTube with us for whatever reason, and you haven't decided this is the worst day of my life, I hate this show, click like if you like this show. Click like.
As Paolo says, likes help with algorithm.
Yeah, he does say that. That's business talk. That's money talk. All right, Jimbo. On this show,
yes,
because you're young, you're moving, you're grooving.
Correct.
You're not into newspapers. You're not into listening to the wireless.
No.
You've never seen a tape deck in your life that works. You don't even know what a Walkman is.
I do.
You have no clue. You've never used one.
I have.
You don't know what a CD-ROM is.
I do.
You have no idea. You think you see a DVD and you get sick, more sick than you would have gotten on that roller coaster if you'd gone twice in Saudi Arabia. You're like, what the hell is that? Is that a murder weapon? Or what the hell is that? Get it out of my face. And then I say, oh, it's a DVD. Get it out of my face, James would say, because I'm young, I'm cool, I'm hip. We stream. You know where these young kids are? They want to share stuff. I know a lot of people think, hey, let's meet up, have a coffee, and talk face to face. That's madness. To James and his generation, that is madness. Because we're on social media. So much so that James has his own segment on the show. And it is probably everyone's favorite segment on the show. It's called Social Media with James.
Nailed it.
This show's unbelievable.
This show's incredible.
This show's unbelievable. The production value.
I love everything about it.
Come on, bro. Let's clap. So, you know what? We're going to clap for the show for a little bit.
Oh.
You and me, James. You and me.
So, I have not an awful lot today. I do have something rather funny, though.
Let's hear it.
So, I was scrolling through Facebook last night. I'm like, I wish there was a place where I could find sports stories that people would automatically be interested in.
Sure.
Yeah. And then when you read a headline like this, I'm like, that's the one. That's what makes you engage instantly. So this headline says, and no, I'm not reading this wrong. 30-year-old player's mother died 36 years ago.
Sorry, read that again.
30-year-old
Yes.
30-year-old player's mother died 36 years ago.
Is this the guy from Gambia?
Yes, Gabon.
Gabon.
No?
Well, one of the two.
One of the two. So, here's the thing now. Right? And I'm actually going to get the screenshot because it's a lot less writing. So, Gabon national team player is hard to say his name.
Give it a whirl, James. I always like when you got to get your Soti tongue into the African names.
Guelo Kanga Kaku.
Maybe, maybe not.
There you go.
I mean, I say that I'm maybe the most sanctimonious person, but I am maybe the whitest version of black you will get. I would struggle with that too.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
So he's got a very interesting meeting coming up with the CAF disciplinary committee. And in this meeting, he has to explain why his mother passed away in 1986.
Yes.
But he was born in 1990.
Oh my God. How do you attack? Remember Loazi yesterday? I think it was Loazi. One of our listeners commented and he said the African players that are 18 for whatever years.
There he is. He's been 30 for
Now,
lots of time.
Let's run this through. Mr. Kaku, was it?
Yeah, that was the last name, Kaku.
How do you even begin to explain that one? Because it's Patrice Motsepe, who's a mining mogul, probably will be in charge of that sort of thing, you know what I mean? He's the head of CAF now.
Yeah.
Your mom, like, how does that go? Like, KR, take a seat. Hey, how you doing, guys?
Yeah,
doing?
good. Yeah.
Well played, by the way, in the last game.
Thank you.
Aubameyang got malaria. So, sorry to hear it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It happens.
We get through it as a team,
Yeah. He's a soft-ass European now.
Because
malaria,
exactly.
The real...
Also, he plays for Arsenal.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to take him seriously as my captain. He plays for Arsenal.
Yeah, he's a soft, and also with those hairstyles, soft
Exactly.
hair. Malaria got him. It wouldn't get us. The real, because I think he was the only one in the squad. Why was he the only one in the squad who got malaria?
That's a good point.
Soft-ass European. Because they're probably like, we're real, you know?
You're right, Mr. Motsepe.
So I hear you. Now, we've realized, just looking here,
Yeah.
you were dead before you were alive because your mom died 6 years before you were born. Now, we notice here, though, that your brother seems to be 6 years older than you. That's something you could just flesh out for us, Mr. Kaku.
Well, look, when a man loves a woman
Yes.
very much,
Yes.
they do the naked pants dance.
Sure.
And they had me.
No, Mr. Kaku, we understand that. I have 3 kids of my own. Happy to show you the photos on my cell phone. We understand we suspect that you're actually your brother.
So I can explain that too.
Go ahead.
I play for Red Star Belgrade in Serbia.
Yes.
Right. And the way the maths works in Serbia is we actually have to minus the lowest common multiple of 30
Yes.
to get our actual ages.
You got to carry the 2 as well.
I did, but then it gave me a number with a remainder. So I just kind of rounded up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough. Good luck in AFCON.
Thank you. Thanks.
I imagine it's not going to go. I imagine it is not going to go like that. That's awesome. So he's 6 years older than him himself. He's 6 years older than he claims, huh?
Yes.
Or 4 years. 4 years. Because it's 1986.
Well, I don't know how. I actually don't know how old he is.
Well, 1986, it says his mother passed.
Yeah, but
he was born in 1990.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
So that's 4 years disparity there. Interesting.
I'm just saying.
That's saucy. James, please can you follow that story? I would love to know where that goes.
Yes, sir.
But that is a classic thing. Remember, so the year before I played in a tournament called the Danone Cup, and it is a bit of a humble brag, you know. I'm one of those guys who everybody hates, you know, who keeps talking about how good they were when they were young. When was that? Oh my goodness, 12. I was 12 then. 12. I was there when I was 12. Wow, that is 24 years ago. 23 years ago. 23 years ago. I played in something called the Danone Cup. The year before us, though, South Africa did. We went and we rocked it, but a year or two before us, they won, and 2 of our players were overage. South Africa had to give the Danone Cup back.
Lol.
For this very reason, yeah. So, sure. That's going to be tough. 4 years, huh?
4 years.
Shout out to him, bro, Mr. Kaku. Hey, you got to do what you got to do, dude.
Gotta hustle, man.
Yeah, and listen. Yeah.
Ryan Giggs. So this is news that broke this morning, via Sky Sports.
Okay.
Former Manchester United footballer will go on trial in January 2022 for the alleged assault and coercive control. So that's obviously that whole.
Sorry,
the most recent.
Read that again.
He will go on trial in January 2022 next year.
Jeez,
And when I read this, I was like, this man has got to sit for almost a full year and just kind of wait. What can he do? He's actually just got to wait it out until.
Well, look, I mean, he how long was their affair? 18 years with his brother's wife.
Something ridiculous.
So he's cool. I mean, he's got that gene in him, like no conscience, you know? Sorry, I love Ryan Giggs, but he's shown that he's capable. People are what they are. Like, I'm not going to feel sorry for him now. Just as I've done terrible things in my life, and I expect people to hold me to that. You don't get to say, oh, I've changed or whatever. You don't get the excuses. Don't do excuses. I don't do excuses. I was terrible in my 20s. I want to put up with all the consequences of that behavior. If you're going to cheat on with your brother's wife for 18 years, you're capable of anything. I think Ryan Giggs will sleep like a human baby.
A human baby.
Yeah. Wow, that's terrible, man. 2022. So he's going down, huh?
January 24th.
Look, you also don't want to say he's guilty. If he's guilty, I hope he goes down, dude. He's one of my heroes, Ryan Giggs. Hate Man United. Love Ryan Giggs, though, as the footballer. But if he's guilty of this, because there's assault and what's the other one? Badgery.
Coercive control.
Control. So yeah, that was the one. That's basically a very Oxford version of stalking, because he was badgering the one lady, and then he put his hands. So wait, is the assault case on his wife?
It was for the incident. Yes, it's the incident that occurred not so long ago.
With his wife, huh?
Yeah, where police were called to his house and he was arrested.
You know what? Oh man, if that's true, you know the real disaster of that story. She's been putting up with it the whole marriage, because that didn't start now. She just can't. Like, you know what I mean? Like, an abuser is always an abuser. And if true, though, I'm not saying he is an abuser. I'm not saying that's true, because we have to this is a very sensitive case. Let the law run its course. If true, though, this poor woman, because not only was he abusing her, he was also cheating on her with the brothers. What kind of guy, bro?
This man.
But hold on, before you say what you were gonna say. What if he's not guilty? We must also you got to be so careful in these conversations. And I know now it's just a sensitive time. You have to be sensitive with this kind of thing. I hope that he's not guilty and it didn't happen and they just had a bad fallout with these people and there was a huge misunderstanding. That's what I hope, because I love Ryan Giggs. If guilty, though, put those freaking chains on him and put him in jail. If guilty. I'm open to either side. If the law says this man is a monster.
Imagine how Ryan Giggs will be in jail.
Oh, hoity jail, though. He's not going to proper.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
But still. But having said that, I'm not saying he's guilty. I want to see what the courts say.
It's actually interesting you say he's going to go to Hoyti jail. So I was doing a little bit of reading into Harvey Weinstein last night after our conversation.
Oh, okay, as one does,
Yeah, sure. After our conversation on the show. And I read that sex offenders and rapists get treated very, very differently within the justice system, as well as they get treated differently by guards and prisoners inside the prison. So I don't think, and you said this yesterday, but I don't think Harvey Weinstein is very comfortable at the moment. He actually went to the side of, not the rich people's side, he went to the side of the prison that has like max security with all the other like serial rapists and like other people.
My uncle went to jail for murder, and I spoke to him about this very thing that you're talking about. He says in there, the sex offenders get smashed the worst. Yeah. They are the even by prison standards, they're the scums.
Yeah.
Yeah. So kiddie fiddlers and sex offenders and rapists, they actually get treated by prisoners.
Yeah.
Oh, is that what you were saying?
Yeah, and by guards.
Oh, do guards also? Yeah. So, Harvey Weinstein he's just eating elbows in his face every day. Huh?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Guys are just smashing him with a baton every day.
He applied to go to the minimum security where you can leave your room and go outside. But that was denied because he's a sex offender.
Because he's revolting. Deserves it. Harvey Weinstein.
There you go, buddy.
Every single baton they shove up Harvey Weinstein's backside is a victory for society.
I think so.
Listen, no, it's a start for being a revolting, disgusting piece of trash.
You do have to start somewhere.
Yeah. I think for people like Harvey Weinstein, a baton up the backside every day, just with no lube, is a good start. As you say, we got to start somewhere.
Exactly.
He deserves every baton he gets. Ryan Giggs, hope you're not guilty, but if you are, hope you join Harvey Weinstein in the big house.
Sorry, buddy. Neymar and Nike are in the news.
Ah.
So if you remember, Neymar split from Nike just under a year ago to sign with Puma. His reasoning was because I can't remember what it was. I don't know. I'm convinced his reasoning was because he wanted to be the face of Puma.
You don't have to be convinced. That's exactly what happened.
Exactly. He said it was because of all of the other legends that have been sponsored by Puma. Mm-hmm. But it's 100% for that reason, because at Nike you've got Ronaldo, you've got
legends.
Anyway, so Nike have come out and said why they actually parted ways.
Let's hear it.
Which is very interesting. Nike said on Thursday it parted ways with Neymar last year after the superstar Brazil attacker refused to cooperate in a good faith investigation as the company probed an employee's claim that he sexually assaulted her.
What?
Yeah.
What website is that from?
This is on Sport 24, News 24.
Oh, so that's a real site.
Yeah.
And did you, can you see who the journalist or where they sourced it? Was that like Sky Sports or? Oh my God! So Nike is there an official quote there in the article?
Well,
see if there's a quote
where it says refuse to cooperate in a good faith investigation is in inverted commas.
Oh my God, that's a quote. So that's a direct quote from somebody at Nike, and Phil Knight is not letting anybody speak on that. That's coming from high up. You don't get to talk about Neymar if you aren't in the top rungs, like the head of marketing globally. You know what I mean? That's going to be an executive board member who gets to speak on behalf of Phil Knight. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh no.
So a spokesperson for Neymar has come out and, surprise, surprise, defending the claims against him. The statement goes, Neymar Jr. will vigorously defend himself against these baseless attacks in case any claim is presented, which did not happen so far.
Here's the problem for Neymar now. It's the second accusation.
Well, it does say here Nike. This is another statement from Nike. It would be inappropriate for Nike to make any accusatory statement without being able to provide supporting facts. So I think it's been investigated.
There, James. Accusatory.
What did I say? I'm pretty sure I said accusatory.
Okay.
My bad. I'm pretty sure it's being investigated.
Oh my goodness! Because you remember he had the Instagram model who said stuff about him as well. That's a separate case. See, this is why everybody who says and this stuff matters. Let me tell you something. If found guilty, so I don't know, are they going to investigate this?
From what I can see, in a statement, the company said it was prepared to investigate in 2018 when the woman first came forward, but, and I quote, respected the employee's initial desire to keep this matter confidential and avoid an investigation, end quote.
So he's paid her off and left.
Probably. He's probably given her a large sum of money and then just kind of
look,
dipped.
That's what I think happened. I'm not saying that's what he did. There's a good chance. I've seen these sides. This is the problem. The problem now is that, listen, once, okay, you know, it's a girlfriend you left, they angry, people say stuff. Stuff happens. Again now, why would two separate women lie? I would imagine they don't know each other. Oh, this is ugly. This is ugly. This is so ugly. It's going in a direction, and I hope he's not guilty.
I think if Neymar is wise, now's the time not to open your mouth. Like, now's the time to just kind of...
I don't know how you deal with this. Oh, my God. Oh, that's ugly. Okay. What else we got? Neymar, huh?
Neymar.
All right.
I tried to find some esports news, but didn't find much.
What's happened? Is technology closed down now, James? Well, what's happened there?
Nah, just... there's a tournament coming up for Apex Legends.
Prize money. Yes, that is cool. Let's talk about it.
Well, you see, now I haven't investigated further. I just know because I'm a fan of the game.
So, James, this is a terrible segment. It's supposed to run on its own.
Getting there.
Okay, Apex Legends tournament. Where is it? When is it?
So they've started doing a lot of these tournaments. They don't land them anymore because of COVID. So they all do it from their own houses.
Okay, cool.
And then, so they had an E3 qualifying tournament, I think 2 days ago, which was really, really cool because...
Questions.
Okay, go.
Do they set the guys up with proper production cameras, or do they just let them stream off a webcam?
So a lot of them already have their webcams that they stream
Hate
off
that.
of.
Hate that.
No, but dude...
I want production value. No, James.
Bruh,
no.
These guys have like 1080p cameras, dude.
James. I want full production. Give me wide. Give me 3 angles. Dude, have you seen there's a FIFA guy. I don't know what he has. He's got the full-on production.
Yeah,
3, he's got his guy switching. No. Give me the full thing. I love it. By the way, I love these nerds. By the way, I'm for these guys. I'm saying EA Sports, or who does Apex Legends?
Apex is EA Sports and Respawn.
So here's what I'm saying. I'm saying turn it into a TV show. So do you know what I mean? Like, send the guys proper cameras so that it's like you got every angle. You kind of see the behind the scenes, his studio. Maybe set him up another camera to do a post interview, but it's proper. It's not webcam. And now, even these proper guys, get the camera eye level. Have you ever seen where the guys are like looking up or down at a screen? What do we do? See what I mean? I want it to be like a TV show because these guys are stars, dude. Because guys are making $200,000, $300,000 a year now. This is not more. Stop the webcam thing. We're not Mickey Mouse anymore. Like, treat it like it's Formula One. Treat it like it's. Do you know what I mean? Or do I sound crazy?
A little bit.
Let's hear it.
When it comes to like FPS games.
FPS, some of us are nerds, James.
First-person shooter.
I didn't know that. I remember.
So when it comes to like FPS games or like battle royales, which is like 60 people versus each other, last team standing wins, in basic terms, it's a lot different for a spectator. So when you're watching FIFA videos on Twitch and a streamer's doing his thing and that guy's got 81 cameras and one shows his left leg jiggle because he's nervous and the other one shows his bowel movements, and that's fine because when you're watching and playing FIFA, you can look in other areas of the screen and sort of take in what you're looking at. when it comes to battle royales and first-person shooters, the spectator's more focused on where the stream is looking. Like, so I know for me, when I'm watching a streamer, I'll look at all the places I look at when I'm playing the game. Like the mini-map in the top corner, how much ammo I have. And I'm constantly looking around the screen at ammo and guns and shield and grenades and all of these things. So, and that carries over to when I watch these guys live.
No, good point. No.
So you don't really need...
Say no more. Say
Some
no
of them
more.
do have a mouse cam that like faces their hand. You just see their mouse
James,
movements.
say no more. You're right. I don't know. I didn't know what I was talking about. I'm just thinking about it as a business. So, no, fair enough.
You know.
No, you're right. You're right. That's cool. I get it. Shout out to them. So, do you have any more, James?
News stories? No, we do have comments.
I tell you what. Why don't you look up the Apex Legends tournament? I'm going to read some of the comments and move on.
Alrighty.
Tabo Badi says, I tried watching Uncut Gems, then I saw Adam Sandler's face. That's the end of that. The movie can't be a 10 out of 10 with his fave in it. Can't be. Tabo also says, I want Chelsea to win. I really do. I'd rather have Chelsea win it than City, but Pep is going to win it. Sorry, Chelsea fans. All right, I'll address the Uncut Gems thing for those who don't know.
Sorry, I did find the thing. When you're done with the comments, I've got the info.
So Tabo, in terms of the Uncut Gems, I think Karabo's 20 years old, very, very emotional. Him and James said Batman's the greatest movie of all time. So the young people will say anything, and you got to give them a bit of room to express themselves and be creatives and have safe spaces or whatever you young douchebags say. Is that he got a little emotional. James, he went into his fields. You guys went into your fields. Is that something people are still saying on the streets, the young ones?
Yes.
Okay, so Karabo's in his field. I mean, 10 out of 10 is ridiculous. It's 100%. It means there is no room to improve it. Even if you had Scorsese and Michael Bay on some of the action stuff, wouldn't have improved it. I mean, it's a ridiculous statement. All out of his fields. Tabo, I hear your pain there. On the Chelsea front, I've heard the last two games, everyone said Chelsea would be trashed by Man City. That was a lie. Chelsea have beaten City the last two. So we'll see. Hashtag we'll see.
Hashtag we'll see.
All right. Before we read the rest of the comments, James, you now have the information for Apex Legends.
I do.
Breaking news. The prize money and situation for Apex Legends is?
So there's been a little bit of controversy.
I get it. Don't even say the full word. Just carry on.
There's been a lot of...
Okay, we're going to talk about Apex Legends. Don't even worry about building it up, James. What's happening with prize money? Because we don't have till 4 o'clock today.
There's been a little bit of controversy. I promise you.
All right, just go to Apex Legends. Don't say anything. James. Okay. There's stuff happening with Apex Legends.
Yes.
James is going to start. How much is the prize money? Just to start from there.
Okay. First of all, I promise you.
So there's been some stuff happening in and around sort of the legitimacy of stuff. Ooh, there's some stuff happening in the background.
Okay.
Why is that happening? Dive straight into the story. Don't worry about it.
I'm doing it. Just first of all, I swear on my life.
James, don't do it. James, don't do it. There's been stuff happening in the background. Apex Legends, blah, blah, blah. Now tell me, get into the story.
There's a $1 million prize pool for the ALG Championship.
Okay.
ALG Championship is Apex, A, Legends, L. Apex Legends.
What does G stand for?
Yeah.
You didn't, okay.
I had it. I was more focused on controversy. It'll pop into my head.
No, it's a tough afternoon, yeah.
Global Series, sorry.
Okay,
there
cool.
So ALG's championship, there's a $1 million prize pool. There's been a little bit of controversy around this.
We've been through this. Let's just get to it.
Because EA and Respawn are increasing the prices of items in the store, in-game, to allow for a bigger prize pool. So they're going to pump the more money they make from in-game purchases into the prize pool for pros, and people are obviously upset because I'm not a pro, but I play a lot. Why must I pay my whatever it is for my item shop thing so that these pros can get richer than they already are?
No, wait, hold on. So now, do I have to buy the more expensive things, or can I just buy the regular ones?
Well, so Apex Legends is free, but they have an item shop.
No, that's what I'm saying. Are there regular items and more expensive ones if you want to support the game?
Yeah.
So why is that controversial? Just buy the cheap stuff if you don't want to support them.
It's because of exactly what I said. Why must I essentially pay my money to that dude who's a multi-millionaire because he plays the game?
No, but you don't have to, unless I'm hearing you wrong. I'm saying, are the items all more expensive?
So you're not, no, they're not. You're not forced to buy anything.
But can you, and of the stuff I can buy, are all of the items in the item store more expensive now?
Yes, they're going to
all
make
of them.
them. Yes.
All of them.
Yes.
So there isn't an option to go, no, I just want to buy the regular items at a regular price. So everything is now more expensive because they want to grow this pool.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a bit of kick in the nuts.
So $1 million prize pool for the ALG Championship coming up now.
Yes.
The first games start with the European servers. So they split them into different regions.
When is the first game?
June 1st.
Okay, so that's end of the month.
That's Tuesday next week.
Is that prize pool going to go up if people are just throwing the dollar at the stuff?
So they'll have, I don't know when the higher item shop things will play into the prize pool.
Okay, do some research. Monday, we're definitely talking about Apex Legends. I want to know what's going on there. So $1 million. All right, last question on that. How many people, a $1 million prize pool, do they have an order for the, is it teams, that is Apex Legends, is it teams or is it solo?
Teams of 3.
Teams of 3. So does the $1 million get split between that team of 3, or is it does first place get 500,000? How does it work? Surely they got that on the website there, Jim?
So they do it that way, where and that's how a lot of these esports tournaments work, where it's your prize pool is $1 million.
Yeah.
But that's watered down through.
No, it's 500,000 for the winner.
Yeah.
So so Monday you got to know this information, James.
Yes,
everything I'm asking you now, Apex Legends, folks. If you're an Apex Legends fan, Monday, big show, because we are gonna know what's happening in this tournament. We're gonna have all the details, and James isn't just gonna half-ass this thing.
And I know Rickus is gonna be keen because he wants to get into gaming.
No, cool.
Look at me.
So.
Remembering things.
I also should have done some research for the show if you're going to bring it in. You know what I mean?
Well, I just wanted to say that there's a tournament. I didn't know we were going to go in
well, this is what happens. It's a big sports show. We want to know everything. This is sport now. All right, Monday, huge show because Apex Legends is it Global League. We'll be speaking about Global Series. We will be speaking about all the ramifications. By the way, the first is when Tuesday, I think.
So yes,
Tuesday, I think. Anyway, it's next week.
And then it's split into different regions.
James, I'll tell you what you got to do on the weekend. Reach out to some of the top guys, see if we can get them on the show.
Okay.
No, I'm dead serious. See if we can get some of the Apex Legends guys on the show. Some of the big teams. Would love to speak to them, see what's going on there. So if you're into it, look out for that next week. Even if we don't get them pre the tournament, afterwards, I'd love to speak to one or two of the guys. Let's reach out to them on social media, James. Yeah, I'm saying.
Let's do it.
Yeah, you're going to do it, not us. You're going to do that.
Let me do it.
As a big time producer. A lot of people think a sports show won't give you dating advice while being also an advice show for people that like Apex Legends, which obviously is part of the ALG. If you don't know what's going on,
absolutely.
How many sports shows cover that?
I'm just saying.
None. We brought the country together today.
I'm just saying.
I mean,
I'm just saying.
This show's unbelievable. All right, James, let's read one or two more comments and get the hell out of here. You can start with Zapeta, third from the top, or fourth from the top.
Zapeta, Spurs wanting Poch back and Juve wanting Allegri back. What does Mbalelo always say about going back to NX?
Listen, we've just seen the Zidane thing. It never works. We've just seen the Zidane thing. We've seen the Pirlo thing. I don't know where he was going. I guess that was the first time as a manager, but it just doesn't work. And it's never the same the second time. Eden Hazard, don't come back to Chelsea. It just isn't.
Don't do it.
Yeah, that's going to be a disaster. The Pochettino thing, we'll talk about that on Monday. That's going to be an absolute car crash.
This one starts with my name. Sorry, I just picked two random ones. And then I saw my name and I zoned in.
No, go ahead.
Ricka says, James, you said that I must DM you regarding some gaming questions. I have. That's all good. Which platform should I DM you on? I did try Facebook.
Oh, James has gone big time, folks. Breaking news. We'll finish off on this. James, tell you what you can do here. You can give me my camera because this will be our outro.
That is your camera.
All right. So give me this shot. Am I on?
Yes.
James Ellingsley, folks. A man whose family moved 1,200 kilometers away from him. He went to AFTA. He went to St. Stidians. And he got a job on a sports show at Cliff Central. He's currently working on this show as a producer. Now he started. Has he started humbly? Was he humble when he came in here? Yes, absolutely. Working hard, always on time, kind of keeping it together, all about the fans, loves the people that watch. But now, 4 months into it, James's ego has gone through the roof. Now, one of our faithful watchers, listeners, somebody who supported us from the beginning, James is too good now. He ain't going to reply. Get out of here. You in my social media, you in my DMs, get that the hell out of here. I'm too big. I'm a big coffee influencer in Vietnam. I'm the third favorite son of the Ilsley dynasty. This is the kind of monster I'm dealing with, folks. Rikus, I would like to apologize. The fact that you have sent him a message and he's obviously above it. James is obviously above speaking to the people that are the backbone of the show. Makes me feel sick. It makes me feel sick. But that's the kind of egotistical monster I'm dealing with, ladies and gentlemen. That's James Illingsley. It's going to happen. And we'll have to have an independent sort of arbitration and bring in, obviously, HR people to kind of sort this out behind the scenes. James, great week, pal.
Wait, I have to tell Rikus where he can DM.
Sorry. You got to check your... now, that's an offline conversation. I've now told the people that you're an egotistical monster. Let's move on, because we got to get out of here. We don't have time for you to explain yourself for being big time. Sorry, James. That is not an on-show thing. Maybe you can do a video on social media to apologize to Rikus. I don't know how it's going to go. It's not my thing to deal with. If you were too big time then, I'm not going to help you now. And this platform certainly isn't to help you change your image. That's what your social media is for. James, great week.
Rikus,
big
I'll
producing
Facebook message you. Nailed
Huge, big... That we will cut that out. James, good producing this week.
Good stuff.
Great humaning this week. Good hair, by the way. I see the hair's looking swag today.
Is it?
The beard's looking swag today.
Good stuff.
Your mom is actually going to hate it. I know that. She hates it. You got to shave at some stage.
These are all true things.
James, shave your face.
I was going to shave or trim it this weekend, actually.
Yeah, it was. James, good stuff this week.
Good stuff.
Great
It's
Friday.
been a good week, huh?
Yeah. Solid stuff. To everybody out there, have a great weekend. Have the most incredible weekend you've ever had. If you're going on a date to a pub, don't take the loudest person. Don't take the drunk. By the way, if you're still with us on YouTube, click like, please. We'd like this algorithm to help us out. And we want everybody joining us. We want to hear from everybody. Big show on Monday. James Illingsley, a man who does not care about the supporters of the show. A man who doesn't care about his mom's feelings because he won't shave his beard. A man who will go to Vietnam, influence, and get the hell out of there because he's shown, I don't need the fans. I just want your money. I just want to get famous. I'm power hungry. My ego's out of control. Rikus, shout out to you, to everybody else. Remember, you can get the podcast, cliffcentral.com, Cliff Central app, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. The MKT Show, it is listed at there. My name is MKT. The egotistical producer I've been with for the last 2 hours is James Jimbo Illsley. And for now, ladies and gentlemen, we are the hell out of here.